Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be talking about what is differential leukocyte count. Fine. We have done already the main cautions related to hemocytometer. So we have done TLC, total leukocyte count, right? Now this is DLC, differential leukocyte count. So in this video we'll be talking about how to prepare the smear and how to examine that smear after staining part, right? How to stain that smear, what is that stain about. Okay, in this video we'll be talking about this only. In next video of DLC we'll be talking about how to you'll be identifying all cell type of WBC. Okay, what are different identification features and what are applied aspect related to that. Okay, so let's get started. Fine. So when we do any practical, the thing first come in mind is principle. Okay, so principle of every practical you should know, and for every practical principle is different, right? So principle of DLC is we have to make a blood film, we have to stain it with Leishman stain, right? Then under oil immersion we have to count 100 cells, okay, and we have to now estimate the percentage of every cell type within that 100 cells and find the distribution of WBC cell types. Okay, that is differential leukocyte count. And from DLC we can find the absolute number in our blood with the help of TLC given or TLC done by separate practical. Okay, so the principle is nothing but we have to stain the cells with Leishman stain and then the cell will be visualized under high power. That's it. Okay, so this is principle. Next is apparatus required. So apparatus is we have to take 4 to 5 glass slides, then pricking apparatus, obviously compound microscope as shown in the image, cedar wood oil, okay, and Leishman stain. We'll be talking about how we'll be using different apparatus type. Before going to see about the procedure, let's first see what is this Leishman stain about. This is the most important viva question being asked in this practical, obviously, because this is principle of this practical, Leishman stain. So you should be knowing what is this Leishman stain. So we know that Leishman stain is a Romanovsky group of stain, that is it has an acidic component and it has a basic component, right? So let's talk about the composition part of Leishman stain. Guys, whenever you read any type of stain, you should be knowing why this is composed of these parts. Okay, so function of every composition you should be knowing, right? Now let's see the composition of Leishman stain. So Leishman stain is composed of eosin dye, methylene blue dye and acetone free methyl alcohol. These three things, right? What is eosin? Eosin is the acidic dye which is negatively charged and it stains the basic particles which are RBC, granules of eosinophils, right? On the other hand is a basic dye, so it will be staining acidic particles. So in cell these are cytoplasm, nuclei and granules of basophil. Fine. You can notice here that the granules of eosinophil will be stained pink, or we can say with eosin dye, right? And granules of basophil you can see will be stained blue with methylene blue. Okay, just keep this in mind and we'll be talking about how we'll identify the features of different cells. We'll see it again. Okay, next composition is acetone free methyl alcohol, which acts as a fixative. This is very important caution being asked in exam, that what is this acetone free methyl alcohol. Okay, so this act as a fixative and that's why it is acetone free, guys, because if acetone will be there, then it will not preserve the morphology. Okay, it will destroy the cell. So acetone free methyl alcohol, it acts as a fixative. Why it fix the stain? So fixative, what is this fixative word mean? That is, it preserve the morphology of cell chemically and metabolically. Okay, all the processes will be, will stop at that point, the same point, right? And second thing is we want that smear to be get fixed on the slide, right? That's why. So these two roles are played by acetone free methyl alcohol. Okay, so this is all about Leishman stain. Now let's see the procedure part. So for differential count of WBCs, we need these 5 steps, although some can explain you in these first and second step also, preparation of smear and staining of smear, right? But then we have to examine the smear under oil immersion. Okay, and fourth part is then will be identify different cell type. We should be knowing that also, and then we'll count the cells. Fine. So these are basic 5 steps. Now let's talk about the first step, which is preparation of blood smear. Now how will be preparing that blood smear? First of all, you have to take 4 to 5 clean slide, and if these are not clean, you have to clean it. Okay, then among these 4 to 5 slides you have to select one spreader. Okay, what is this spreader? Spreader should be having the same slide with very smooth surface. Okay, spreader. Then prick the finger and touch the slide. Touch the slide 1 to 2 centimeter from one end. Okay, you don't have to touch the finger. In fact, you have to touch the slide. Okay, 1 to 2 centimeter away toward one end only, as shown in the image. Okay, then place the spreader at 45-degree angle. If you can see in the image, if you can see here, within image you can see the angle is also shown, right? So you have to place the spreader at 45-degree, and now this is 45-degree angle. You have to place it and you have to draw it toward the blood, this way, toward the blood, right? As the blood touches the slide by capillary action, it will spread throughout the width of slide. Okay, as this is done, now you have to run the slide on opposite side, okay, away from blood, and very smoothly with one stroke. Okay, it should be with uniform pressure. Fine. And then this smear is formed and you have to let it dry. Now how you will be coming, you'll know that this smear is good or bad. Now let's see that. So these are some abnormal smear you can see. So the smear can be, having streaks, having various ununiform tails. It is not of uniform thickness, and here you can see there are horizontal striations are present. So the pressure was not uniform. Here you can see this is very small area. Okay, so the blood was less. Here also the same thing. Here also this is only tail part, so width is not covered. You were not, you haven't allowed the drop of blood to actually spread along the width. Okay, here you can see there are air gaps. Here you can see it's not uniform. Here again you have more pressure at center. Okay, so these are some abnormal smears. Now these are abnormal smear. Then what is good smear about? So this is also important viva question, that what are criteria of good blood smear. So it should cover entire width and 2/3 part of slide. As you can see, 2/3 part of slide and whole width. Okay, this is tongue shaped, around tongue shape we can say. Okay, so there should not be any tail. It should be of uniform thickness, one cell layer thick. It should not be too thick or too thin. Okay, no cross striations, are horizontal or vertical. Every type of cross striation there should not be there, and no air gaps. So such smear you can see, this is a good blood smear. Here this is a smear which you will be forming, and this is the same smear after staining. Okay, now what is this staining about? So let's see the second part, which is staining. So next part is fixing and staining of smear. Now why we are talking about this fixing? So let's see that. So first of all, you have to let it dry, let the smear dry. You have made a smear and now the smear is dry, right? Now after that, what you have to do is place the smear horizontal across two of the parallel supports on glass rod. As you can see in the image, these are glass rod supports. Okay, so you have to place it horizontal, because if you will put some dye and it can flow off, if it's not horizontal. So you have to place it horizontally, right? Now as you placed it, you have to pour 8 to 12 drops of Leishman stain on each slide, and it should be enough to cover the blood smear. As you can see in the image, the smear is totally covered with Leishman stain. Now you have to leave it for 2 minutes. Okay guys, this 2 minutes is called fixation time. Okay, so during this time, acetylene-free methyl alcohol, it will fix the stain, it will fix the smear to the slide. Okay, that's why this is fixation time. After that the stain will act. Okay, so Leishman stain part, which is the acetylene-free methyl alcohol, that fixes the smear on the slide. That's why it's called fixation time. Now next is staining time. Now what is the staining? So as you have done this, add equal number of buffered water or double number of distilled water. Okay, buffered water is basically to regulate the pH. So pH will not change of buffered water, it's fixed. Okay, and if buffer water is not available, just double the number of distilled water you can add. As you can see here, we have to again pour double the number of distilled water here. Okay, then what to do? You have to mix the stain by blowing air with air dropper. Okay, so with air dropper you have to blow, and so that both the stain mixes. If the temperature is hot and you are seeing the dry is now dry, the dye can be dry because of high temperature, then you have to pour more distilled water on it. Okay, so you have to mix it first. Mix the stain by blowing it with air dropper. If dilution is correct, the fluid will be covered by thin greenish scum. So thin greenish layer will be appearing if dilution is correct. Okay, now leave it for 10 minutes. So this is called staining time. So this is the time in which the acidic and basic components will stain the opposite component of cell. Okay, so that's why this is called staining time. What next then? After 10 minutes, after staining time, hold the slide in slanting position below flowing tap water. As you can see here, like this you have to hold the slide, and the water should not be falling on the smear. It should be falling on your thumb. Okay, wash the slide thoroughly for 2 minutes till the film get pinkish tinge. So it will be pinkish, not bluish. Okay, now make sure that there should not be any greenish scum. Okay, and water should not strike the smear directly. Now clean back side of smear and let it dry. So this way we have done the second step, which is staining. Now once the slide is dry, okay, the smear is dry, now we have to examine the smear under oil emulsion. Guys, why under oil emulsion? Because we want now for more properties. Okay, we have to see more properties, more deep properties of cell. That is the granules, we have to see the size of granules, the color of granules, the size of nucleus, right, cytoplasm color, okay, the shape of nucleus. So various, deep properties we need, various broad, not, it's not broad that we have to just see that whether it's WBC or RBC. So that's why we need under oil emulsion. Okay, so once the smear is fine, you have to check whether smear is fine or not. One cell layer thick, there should not be overlapping of cells. Okay, you have to first see under low power and then under oil emulsion. Normal smear look like this. Okay, it can be understained. If it's totally pale, totally colorless WBC, it will be understained. Totally blue smear is overstained smear. Okay, once you have done this, you have to identify different cell type. Okay, I'll be making one more video to identify different cells, what are different properties. So we'll not be discussing in this video here. Next step is cell counting. So what we have to do, this is tongue shape smear. Okay, then we have to start under oil emulsion, start counting from this direction, move in this direction as shown in the image. So if we get on the way, whatever cell we get, we have to just, so this is here. So this is 100 box table, in which, for example, I got a neutrophil here, so I will write N. Then lymphocyte here, I'll write L. Then again here N, neutrophil, again N, again N, monocyte M. E for eosinophil, B for basophil. So first letter of every cell we have to write, and we have to move in this direction, okay, to count the 100 cells. As 100 cells counting is complete, we have to leave it, okay, and then we have to count the total number of cells. So if we get 60 N in 100 cells, then the N, the neutrophil percentage is 60%, okay. That's how we get percentage of all the cells. Okay, and ultimately we got a percentage which is nothing but DLC. So differential leukocyte count. So every cell type count, we have a percentage value for every cell type. Okay, if the TLC the total leukocyte count is given, then we can find accordingly the percentage of every cell type. For example, my neutrophil count, for example, I found 60 neutrophil. Okay, and I am given total leukocyte count 10,000. Okay, the absolute count will be 60 by 100 into TLC 10,000. So answer is 6,000. Okay, so 60%, which is 6,000, is absolute count for neutrophil. Okay, that's how we can calculate absolute count. Fine. So we have discussed in this video how to make a blood smear, how to stain that smear, how to examine that smear, and how to count the cells. Okay, and how to calculate the absolute value. Fine. So this is totally about DLC practical. Next video will be talking about how to identify those cells to count. Okay, this is also very important, and most important viva question is what is applied aspect related to that. So in next video we'll be talking about that also. So thank you so much for watching.